Hello everyone, we're back again. Last week I was off because I taught a tarot class all week long, and I will be off next week because I'm teaching Witchcraft 1, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Witchcraft 101 for an entire week. So tonight is it right now for the next week and a half. I wanted to talk, and everyone has been thanking all the heroes that are out there risking their lives to help us, all of us that are housebound. I can't even imagine the heroic feeling they should have for risking their life to help people. And I really want to thank them and tell them how grateful I am for that. Today's, the color of today is royal blue. It's Jupiter Day, so it's a very, a day of good luck. We'll see how that happens, or a day of success in some way, and we'll find out after the day is over. I really wanted to talk also about magic in general because it's so important in our lives. Yes, we do our magic and we call it witchcraft because it comes from our Celtic tribes, etc., and Europe. But there's magic in all cultures. It's not called witchcraft, but it's necessity. And right now, all of the magic in this world belongs to everyone. Whether you understand that you have magic, you still do. And that's why things that you project for come true, and that's why you have to be careful what you're thinking and what you're asking for, because it usually manifests, and your fear can make things manifest. So keeping that fearlessness, understanding you can change things for the good, is a very important understanding of how the chemistry of the brain and how magic works. I employ everyone to study their magic. It's important now because it rises above our total sciences. And this science is much more extreme, the science of the brain and light and energy. But you already have that. So let's think about it and think about what is to come, not what has been. Think about what you can change for the better, and it will. And we will do that together too, while we're in our homes or we're out risking our lives. That attitude, that energy, those projections can change the world. And I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we'll see who's coming to have a reading. Water, enough water. Nanette Miles. Nanette, that's an interesting name, Nanette. Well, let's see what you have. And we have to look at it closely. I have to change my glasses. And of course, it's the Two of Cups, which is always a favorable card. It means that there is going to be double of what you're projecting for, so be careful. And it means in the next 6 months, what you're wishing for is going to come true. Be careful. Cheryl Rossetti. Cheryl Rossetti, you have the Six of Swords. Not to travel. Be careful. Wear your mask. Stay in. Don't go out. I disagree completely with reopening now. And in this case, it's about you, and you need to be more careful. Mimi Allen. Mimi Allen. You have the World. That means you need to do things that can help you in the future to earn a living on your own by yourself. So if you have a craft or something that you can sell online, I suggest that you do so. It's an important way nowadays to make a living is right at home and selling items. And some people sell things from their cellar in their attic, and they're making a lot of money. Dolores Langa?
Wenga.
Okay. 9 of Wands. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting something better to happen. And that's what this represents. You're tying yourself down, and you're also thinking that things are changing when you're not doing it. Mary Bart. Mary, well, you got one of the cards everybody wants. It's the 7 of Pentacles. Money tree. See all those pentacles? Sometimes pentacles represent coins in cards. And that's what this represents. So 7 times 7, you need to understand that it is your karma for all the work you've been doing, all the projections you've been doing. It will pay off for you, definitely. How exciting is that? Jennifer Cousins. The Lovers. Jennifer. This can represent a love that already exists, but it also represents one that is coming within the 3 to 6 months' time. And family love as well, which is very important. Even if it's a chosen family, it needs love. And more and more. Jenny Foley. The 5 of Cups. Well, you know, every time you allow your addictions to things get you, it just perpetuates it. Addictive behavior is very difficult, and it has to do with food as well as drugs and wine and all those things. It also has to do with behavior, psychological behavior over and over and over. Sometimes creates depression. So you need to be careful with your addictions. And we have another card here. Kimberly Hawes. Kimberly, you have the Star. Now the Star has that Aquarian sort of tint to it, obviously. And what does Aquarius mean in astrology? Well, it's usually someone that wants to help the whole world. Doesn't mean that you can, but it means you may try to. And it's very possible you will write a book, and that book will help the world. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And I think you're capable of doing that. Charlie Burke. Burke is a wonderful name, and it's the Chariot. Now the Chariot means get up and go, and that doesn't mean go out in this pandemic. It means get up and do what you're supposed to be doing to make things better, especially earning money. In order to earn money, you're going to have your own business. I don't know what that business might be. I know that you can do that, and you need to explore that now during this time period. It's very important for you. Jay Brady, a Brady Bunch. I bet you're teased about that all the time. The Hermit. Well, the Hermit also represents a wise man like Merlin. So it's about going deeper into your spiritual self, finding the core of that spirit, using it to help yourself. Right now, we can help the world with our magic, but we also need to help ourselves and to heal ourselves as well. Heal ourselves emotionally and put up a shield so that we have less fear. Linda Snedden and Linda. The Two of Wands, wonderful card. It looks like you really want to travel or change where you're living. And of course that can happen and probably will, but it will be within the next 6 months. It's not right away, and it shouldn't be right now. But keep projecting for where you want to be and what you want to do. It will come to be. Lisa George. Six of Pentacles, money again, and wisdom. And this means a group of people. It's like a little coven of people doing magic. And maybe you can do some projections and meditations with some of your friends and family, which would be a marvelous idea because it definitely could make things happen. You're very magical. I think you know that you're psychic. And you can put up a shield as well around yourself and others, which is very important right now. Julie Jacobs. The Ace of Swords. This is a new beginning for you, and there is a birth coming. I don't know who's having the baby, but someone around you will, if it's not you. But it's also a new beginning because everything that has happened in the past is really gone, and everything new awaits for you, but you have to have the courage to go on. Michael Wilson. Well, temperance, and that means to balance things. It means to take it slow and easy. That means finding out who you are right now. You're not so sure. You're not even allowing yourself to think about it. It's time to claim all the wonderful things you are, count all the wonderful things that have happened, and that will happen for you. Don't fear your future. Lisa Fagan, Queen of Cups. Lisa, the Queen of Cups, it's you. You're generous, you're creative. It's time to use your creative mind, and that creative mind could be actually an artist of some kind in order, to make a living, or have someone around you be that creative person and support them. That's important. Cynthia Adkins. Cynthia Adkins is the King of Pentacles. Wait, lots of Pentacles. And the King, sometimes he's a little bit of a Scrooge. So you have to be careful, with money, but you also have to be generous. You can't save it all. You can't take it all. So it's time to balance out what you give and what you keep in your life. And that money is all things. It's the things you own as well, not just the coins that you own. Stephanie Wells. Queen of Wands, another queen, which is wonderful. Now she, according to the card, is the hostess with the mostest. She likes to entertain, she likes to have a party. But in this instance, I'm not quite feeling that. I'm feeling that you are a stay-at-home and that you love to be at home and that you can create a lot of things. I don't know if you sew or knit or if someone around you does, but it's a perfect time for you to make a living from it and enjoy it. And I think you do enjoy those kind of things. Chuck Ward. The Three of Cups. Another party. The Three of Cups shows three women dancing. It's like the triple goddess. The triple goddess is part of the universal mind. So it's time for you to ask the universal mind while you're meditating to give you a sign or let you know what you should be doing in your future to earn a living. Ask the universal mind. It will answer. And we have Carolyn Morgan. There's that magical name, Morgan. You know, that's a Celtic goddess's name. This is the king. We have all the kings and queens, and this king is the kind of guy that does the same thing over and over and over and doesn't like to change anything at all. So if that's your nature, this card is representing the fact that it's telling you just you have to change things. And the reason that tells you that, because all the wands have growth. They usually have little leaves and things about them showing that new things can come about and you can change and do things in a very, very different way than you've been doing all your life. Cheryl Greer. And the Empress. Now, an Empress sometimes is a little bossy, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to be demanding, but sometimes we have to quiet it down a little bit. We can't always get exactly what we want, but we may get close to it. And again, in order to get that, anger never helps. It's never going to work. Again, asking the universal mind to show you the right way would help you as well. It helps us all, really. And we have another card coming. Sandy Reynolds. The Six of Cups. It's another card of bounty. It means eventually you're going to have accolades for what you do. You're going to get paid well for what you do. People are going to hand you gifts. It's a wonderful card. And it's the kind of life you want to lead. And that is what is coming. I keep looking and I forget about that. See, this is an elephant flying. And most people, you know, they say, oh, yeah, you'll get that when elephants fly. Well, they're flying. Isn't that funny? That's so cute. And it really represents that you will get this. You will get the accolades. You will get what you want because this little elephant is flying. Jennifer Alex. Jennifer Alex. It's the Three of Pentacles. Hard work for you, always. Every time you try to play, something comes up and you have to help somebody, or you have to work harder to get it, and it's really going to pay off, but not now. You still have to be that person giving and working hard. I think you know that, and the reward will come again if you meditate on the reward. It will come for you eventually, but boy, everybody needs you. Oh yeah, that's hard. Sheila Keith. The Four of Pentacles. Sheila, you need to stay in the teapot. Don't go out. Don't give up. Don't try to be a hero. It's important that you protect yourself in this time period. And again, I don't believe in reopening the businesses yet for the public. I think you need to be very, very careful. They're going to find that it's not a very good idea. Shelley Slatman. Well, one of the best cards in any tarot deck is the High Priestess, which means you need to follow your intuition. If you don't call it magic, I don't know why you don't, because you're psychic and intuitive, and creative, and you need to own it. Think about that. This is the time for you to ponder and meditate and act on your own intuition, act on your own psychic ability, because you really have what it takes to do that. How wonderful is that? I hope you already know that. If you don't, you should start reading a lot of books on witchcraft. Cody Morlock. And this is a 6 of Wands. Well, there's a whole bunch of people that would like to stop you from what you're doing. I have no idea what that means. I'm not sure it's family. I'm not sure what it is. It's outside energies trying to keep you. It could be astrological. I don't know if you've had your chart done, but all the things you want to do will not come to be right now. It will take at least 6 months before you can really get started again. You need to go to an astrologer and get your chart done and find out what's going on. Definitely. I'm so happy I have Michael Pendragon help me through this. Christopher Elroy. And it is the Ace of Cups. Christopher, this is the womb of the world. This is the waters of life. And it means there's a healing that's coming. And I'm not sure what kind of healing. It can be physical and mental. And whatever it is that's coming for you is going to help you heal. And it's a gift from the universe. It's being handed to you. How wonderful. And some of that ability to heal anything and everything, you already have that ability. Janelle Smith. Ace of Wands. There's a candle on there, and the candle is a symbol of magic, a projection. You know, candles weren't necessarily created just for light. They were created to bring the sun's energy, the fire of the sun, down to earth to help heal and cure and save people. And so, you know, our ancestors started making candles way back in caves, but we brought them into our homes in order to reach the sun's energy and bring it to earth and to heal ourselves. So all the candle magic you can do is important right now for you. Ellen Williams. A Page of Wands. Ellen, I don't know if this is like a unicorn. No, it's not a unicorn. He's a little creature, which means you're very unique. You do things in a different way than most people. And some people try to stop you from doing things in your own way. Don't take no for an answer. You have the right ideas. You may think beyond what other people can't even ponder upon. And you need to educate yourself even more. It's so important because you're brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Melanie Scopa. And the Eight of Pentacles. I think your financial situation in the future is going to be very stable. In fact, you will be in charge of it, so it looks like you may not be working for someone else. Again, you may be working for yourself in some way. And it's time to think about it or to change what you're doing right now. And we have Kelly Hannon. Seven of Swords. 7 is the number of karma. Swords are protection. You are protected, whether you realize it or not. You're protected from thieves, danger, harm, evil. And maybe the wrong moves you make sometimes are actually protecting you, and keeps you, even though you've made wrong moves, keeps you on the straight and narrow. Isn't that wonderful? And it could be also that there is a thief around you. Be careful of that as well. Josh Richards. The Wheel of Fortune. That means that it's time to turn the wheel. Your fortune awaits you, but you haven't even started it. And if you have to continue pushing it. You can't allow this time period to stop you. It's a way around it, either researching, studying, creating. Something has to be done now to turn that wheel so your fortune is coming to you eventually. Donna Dirama. I have so much trouble pronouncing some of the names.
Me too.
Forgive me. It's not easy for me. And it's the Three of Wands. Now, the wands always represent something stable, growth, magic. And in this card, it's looking towards the ocean, and there are ships on the sea. And so, usually that means travel is coming, or you're about to travel. But in this case, I think it's the opposite. I think someone who has come here from another country is going to enter your life in some way, and it's a good thing. Erin Marie, I wonder if that's Irish. It certainly sounds it to me. You know, I have a few pieces of Caramara marble from Ireland that Christopher Penzak brought back to me, and I need to find them because that magic is very important now. It's a very healing stone, of course, extreme magic. And I saw it on jewelry television today, you know, the jewelry, they're making jewelry out of it, which is a good idea, and from Ireland. And I saw some pieces that were pretty amazing. Anyway, this is the Seven of Wands. It's time to fight for your freedom, fight for what you want. Don't give up anything at all. It's time to use your magic and put up a shield in order to make things happen for you. It's important. Natalie Costello. The Page of Pentacles. Well, it could represent a child. It could represent a baby coming, but it also represents a new beginning for you. And whether you recognize it or not, that's what's happening in your life right now. It's a new beginning. This whole pandemic has stopped your world and changed it so much that you do need to change what you do and how you do it, obviously. Very, very important. Isn't that nice? That's so nice. Nicole Silva. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups means that you have a bounty of good things coming. A bounty of good things coming. It means you could own your own business if you don't turn your back on that idea. You need to face it. You need to look at what can be accomplished to support yourself and the people around you. And I see an animal. I don't know if it's a dog, but it's very loving. I don't know if he's in spirit or around you now, but whatever, it's a good symbol. That puppy or dog is very loving for you and giving you an understanding of life, an animal life, that their lives is similar or not almost the same as ours. Linda Flad. The Emperor. Be careful of going online and looking at cures and all kinds of fantastic ideas about conspiracies, and don't follow those kind of stories at all. Uh, they're ridiculous, and you need to just look at what is fact for you right now, and not things that are speculative. What is fact and real is what you need to go for. Speculation isn't going to help at all. So again, maybe you should ask the universe to help you learn what you need to know. Muhammad al-Hawal. Muhammad, a queen of swords, Muhammad. Lifting the spirit of your spiritual nature. It means to use that for the good of all, and that you have the power to change your life right now. And it's wonderful because your spiritual path is definitely going to help you, so you need to follow it carefully. It's a magical path. Use that magic now more than ever. Don't deny it, and maybe you need to learn even more about your own spiritual path right now. Laurie Rex, and she spells it like I do, which is nice to see. It's the Two of Swords. You have to be careful right now what you choose. Yes, you need to make up your mind though. And I would put down the swords, because forcing things, even though you don't know what you're going to do, is not a way of doing it. Being upset over it is not a way of doing it. You need to meditate, make a choice, change things, and stick with it. Kathy Hill. Kathy. Ah, the moon. Well, sometimes the moon can screw everything up. It does, because it makes us so emotional, and in different ways. Every time there's a full moon, I have a different emotion. And, well, that's because I have a Cancer moon in my chart. But it also means that everyone is affected. The tide, the whole world is affected by the moon's travels. And maybe you need to know what your moon sign is. I don't know if you have your chart, but no one is just their sun sign. I'm not just a Pisces. My rising sign is Gemini. I'm a Pisces with a Cancer moon. So you need to know all three signs, not just your sun sign, especially your moon sign. Obviously, it's causing things to happen in your life. That's not a bad thing. Mandy Grant, the King of Swords. King of Swords is a very fragile person. Very fragile. That's okay, because you have the strength by which to remain in charge of your life. No matter how fragile you feel right now, how taken upon, how much loss you have, you can change things, and it will happen for you. But it's up to you, no one else. It's your life, and you should be in charge of that life. Emily Strange. Emily. The Knight of Pentacles. Well, a knight is someone who can come galloping through your living room and take you up to a castle. But that's not what this represents. The knight in shining armor is definitely a strong male around you, or a strong male that you need, like a lawyer or a doctor, or someone to give you advice and help you. Don't hesitate to go for that advice from this person. And I think this person will show up for you to help you. Brianna Reed. Brianna's a pretty name, isn't it? The Sun. See the sunflowers in this card? That's what everybody should be doing right now, planting sunflowers everywhere, and as many as possible, and morning glories. We need them, and we need that energy in the world to change all this energy that is bad, because they can do nothing but good for us. And this card represents family, and also that you are the center of your family, whether you realize it or not. So you need to be in touch with family, or your chosen family, and you need to be the one helping to heal them and help them grow. Melissa Witt. Melissa Witt. The 10 of Wands. Well, don't take on too much burden. Try not to. Try not to take on everything that everybody else, they should help themselves right now. You can't help the entire world. In a way you can. We can do it with magic. We can do it with our flowers and our things that we're talking about in the universal mind. But working with people and listening to all their problems and trying to solve all their problems, it's not going to be healthy for you. You need to take care of you first. Marie Sheehan. Marie Sheehan. Sheehan is another Irish name, I think. Knight of Cups. Another knight here. And this knight is somebody from the other world. I think it's a father or grandfather that is around you, that is protecting you and helping you. And you may notice that that person is there by a cold little wind that goes across your face, or you can feel this person, him, in the room. It's a good thing that he's there to protect you, definitely. Nadia Lopes. Nadia. Is that an East Indian name, do you think? Nadia? I'm not sure where that name comes from. It's a pretty name. Justice. Justice. Well, that means you need to have someone help you to level out all the things that have happened that are not good, that you couldn't control. So you need a protection shield. You need the goddess Maka. You need to send a black feather somewhere, wherever this bad stuff is coming from, and let Maka take care of it for you, because it's too overwhelming. Maureen O'Brien. Oh my goodness. The 5 of Wands. Now, Maureen, this is like a family feud. I don't know if it is, but it looks like it's scattered. All the energy of the family seems to be scattered right now, and I can understand that. It needs that you need to not pay too much attention to that. Again, we need to center ourselves, take care of ourselves right now. That's what's vitally important in your life, to keep your life. You have to be careful now. Melissa Anderson. Melissa Anderson. And, oh, the Magician. Like the High Priestess, isn't it? Melissa, that means you have psychic power. It's, to me, that's as simple as it gets. That's what you are, and that's what you have, and you need to learn that. If you don't understand it, you should be researching, reading, getting books on magic of all kinds, and see where that magic lies within you and how to use it correctly and for the good of all. For the good of all. And we have Catherine Victoria. Oh, Victoria, my favorite queen. Queen Victoria was amazing. There's so many stories about her. Some of them are quite odd. But all in all, she was a wonderful queen, just like our Elizabeth too. Our Elizabeth now is an amazing woman who has kept that country together through fire and brimstone, and she's still doing it in her 90s. And we have the Ace of Swords. Victoria, well, your name isn't Victoria, but this is, yes, this is like victory. Means you have completed something, and it looks like someone is going to recognize you for what you've done. I don't know, like a gift of some kind coming to you that you deserve, and accept it with grace and just say thank you, because you deserve all the good things that are coming right now. Tracy Hillier. The Ten of Cups. Well, the Ten of Cups can be everything you've ever wanted. And I would suggest that you look around you, because I think you have a great deal more than you understand. It looks like you have a roof over your head, food in your mouth, and comfort, and safety, and magic, and people to help you. And I think that is a wonderful thing, but you need to realize what you do have, not think about what you don't have right now. Tiffany Reed. Tiffany. Well, we have the Hierophant. I have to take a sip of water. The Hierophant. It's the cat. Look at that. It's the Cheshire Cat. Now, the cat did come forward when I looked at the card more than Alice or the tree. So that kind of nature is who you are. You can be sly, you can be clever, and you can be loving, but you also can protect yourself. And you're very psychic, again, very psychic. I wonder if you own a kitty or have, because they seem to be so prominent, or that maybe you should have one if you don't. Josie Robertson. The Ten of Pentacles. It looks like you're comfortable at home, or that's where you should be. If you're not at home, I don't know why, because it looks like a safe place. It looks comforting. It means that you have time to meditate, time to do things that you haven't been able to do in a long, long time. And again, this is another card where you look at what you do have, not what you don't have. Look what you have done that is good, not the mistakes you've made in the past. It's time to look forward, way forward. Jennifer Steffen. The Five of Swords. You don't need to fear spirit around you. You don't need to fear anything while you're sleeping and when you're alone, because you're protected by the other world. You're protected by spirit. A lot of your loved ones from the other world are around you, whether you realize it or not. It's a good thing. They don't do bad things. They only do good things. When they can help you, they will. And you need to recognize that. Katie Davies. The Fool. I love this card too. Katie, you need to jump down the rabbit hole. Katie, it means you need to go ahead. Don't hesitate. If there's something you want to do or something you want to change, just simply do it. Don't ponder it. Can't make up your mind. Be spontaneous and do what is important for you right now. Lindsay Miller. The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine perpetuates itself. And that means whatever you do now in the future to make money will never change. It will go better and better and better. And you will make more money than you've made in your entire life in this coming future. I would give it about 3 to 6 months time before it begins. And I would work towards it beginning now. April Wells. April. Well, it's the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups represents karma again. But in this case, your karma is that you can have whatever you want. You just have to make up your mind. Your karma has led you into the working out of your life, so you are working your life out properly. And you can have what you want. You just have to decide what it is that you truly want. And again, tonight I give the advice to ask the universal mind to help you understand what you should be doing right now. Vanessa Yoakley. The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands represents the fact that sometimes you throw caution to the wind. You just let things, you go right ahead when you know you shouldn't. And you need to curb yourself right now. You can't just go ahead and do some things that will be hurtful to you. It's too much of a risk for you. Don't take a risk right now. It's not good for you. Beth Lane. Queen of Swords. Oh my God. Well, again, watch your anger. And I don't know if you're the kind of angry person who shouts and gets nasty, but it might be inner anger, and it could be anger at yourself. Anger it never solves anything. There are different ways of dealing with people around you who are not nice, rather than confronting them or adding to the fire. It's like I always tell people who are nasty online, you delete them. You don't respond to that anger. Kyle Campfield. Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups, again, that's a beginning, isn't it? And in this case, the page has a surprise, which means you're about to get a surprise from something. And it looks like, of course, this is sort of a water sign, too, you have to understand. A water sign represents magic and goodness and healing and all kinds of wonderful things. So there is a surprise, a good surprise, coming to you. Isn't that wonderful? Amber Lee. Amber Lee. This is heavy with beads. All those women in Arabia that wear these all day long is amazing. The King of Cups. The King of Cups is a generous man. He has a lot. He has money. He has education. In fact, he could be a professor. He could be a teacher of some kind. He's someone that will help you. And he's coming into your life very, very soon, if he hasn't already. And I'm grateful for him because he will help you in your life and in your future life. Victoria Miller. And Victoria Miller has the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is overindulgence. Five of Cups means take it easy, overdoing, and try not to. I mean, don't be frightened so that you become a glutton, you know. Don't be so frightened you take everything away from everyone. No, you just take what you need only. Sarah Caverly. The Knight of Wands. This is a Leo card, as you can see. There's a lion on a horse. How blatant is that? So there must be a Leo around you if you're not yourself. And it shows a wonderful thing. It shows galloping, of course, towards new life and new things. Growing things as well. I don't know what kind of growing that might be. Whether you're growing yourself or growing children or growing herbs or what it's about. Or growing a new business or growing a new job. All of those things are possible under the sun. And this is the sun's energy. So hopefully you'll understand that. It's a good card for you. A very good card. Noel Phelps. Noel, this is a judgment card. This is a very Christian idea. And judging people and judging things is not what we should be doing right now. We can't judge someone we don't know. We can't judge someone by one little saying they give you. We need to find out who people really are before we make up our mind who they are and what they have to offer or not. And that's very important that you keep your judgment to yourself right now. Pam Schatz. It's another night, and it's a unicorn. So it looks as though you have a unicorn coming into your life if you don't have him already. That means that the person that will end up with you in years to come is a very unique person who thinks very differently. He's sort of like a Hawking or maybe Einstein. Got a brilliant mind in different ways. And maybe a musician of some kind, which would be amazing. Richard Keep. The Nine of Cups. Richard, that's wonderful. That means you're going to heal yourself and heal people. I don't know if you're into medicine or herbalism or simply using magic for healing. Whatever it is, you're able to do it, and it's very clever, and you should continue doing it. If you're not doing it, you start studying that. It's something you're capable of doing, and that would set your life in a different pattern completely. Susan McIver. The Four of Wands season. The Four of Wands shows in the background a house of cards. Usually a house of cards means that that house can crumble. But you've gotten away from that house of cards, that terrible place where everything could fall around you and disappear. It's probably already happened. And now you're in a good space where you're controlling everything. Even if you don't own the surroundings you're in, you own it in a spiritual way, and you should understand your spiritual nature is important right now. Following a spiritual path is extremely important for us all, so that we see the future in a good way. Leah Clements. Leah. We all want this one. It's strength. It means that you need to continue and have a good mind about what's going on. You do have the strength to heal yourself, to heal others, to create a new life, all the kinds of creative things that you can do. You have the power and the strength to do it. This is the last card, and I'm very happy to be able to do this for everyone. It's really wonderful. I'm anxious to hear what you have to say about what I've said. I need to hear your opinion of what the psychic energies said for you. That helps me to go on. And remember, every ending is a beginning, and for witches, this is law. Where we enter in, from there we must withdraw. Good night.